Released at CES 2016, Satechi announced a new USB-C hub, so let's check it out. How's it going, everyone? It is Andrew from MAO Magic, and I'm here with the new USB hub from Satechi. We reviewed their other Type-C USB hub in the past, and it was lacking one major feature, and that was pass-through charging. Luckily, this new version dropped one of the USB 3.0 ports and instead adopted a new USB-C, which allows you to charge the new MacBook. It still comes in those three different color schemes, all anodized to match Apple's new 12-inch MacBook, and that is going to be space gray, silver, and gold. If you saw our past review, it looks remarkably similar. It is still very small, very tiny, and very thin. That little USB-C plug is what entirely supports this device. It'll plug in flush to the side of your MacBook and give you access to that USB-C device, an SD card slot and a micro SD card slot, and then two USB 3.0 ports. Now, unfortunately, we did lose one of the 3.0 ports when we added that USB-C port, but I think it is a worthwhile trade-off. Now, oddly enough, several reviews that we saw when we were doing research on this device were complaining that they put the logo on the underside of the device. I think that's ridiculous, because if they're going to put a logo on it, I would prefer they put it on the underside so I don't have it staring up at me all the time. The only thing that is on the top is one little power port, so you know that it is plugged in successfully. Now, the biggest problem with these hubs themselves, and there are tons of them out there in the market, and we've been looking at more and more of them, and we'll bring those to the reviews as they come in, but the problem is they are residing right on the side of your MacBook, which means A, they don't work with cases. So you have a slim clamshell case on your MacBook, this is not going to work because it sits so close, which is good if you don't have a case, bad if you do. The other problem is it's very easy to dislodge when you're trying to remove devices because they are sitting right there. So if you pull on it too hard, it's going to simply unplug from your MacBook and not unplug the USB device itself. Now, if you do want to see a side-by-side comparison, well, you're just in luck because we can do that right for you. And you'll notice it is a little bit thicker as far as the width goes. It'll protrude just a tad bit more from the side of your MacBook, but not anything that's going to really cause a problem. It's just basically a few millimeters more. Thickness-wise, from top to bottom, it's pretty much going to be the same. It's just going to stick out just a slight bit more. It's not going to do anything that's going to affect it. Otherwise, it looks pretty much identical. Another thing to note, just like the initial version, the SD card goes in upside down, which I don't know why, but it bothers me just the slightest bit. I always try to put it in the correct way, then I gotta remember, you gotta flip it upside down. Anyway, as far as pros and cons go, it has multiple USB ports, 2 to be exact, which is very nice. It is tiny and compact. It is super easy to travel with. You don't have to worry about a cord or anything like that. It simply clips onto the side. It has pass-through charging, which is obviously a big gain here compared to the last generation. You can finally charge your MacBook while plugging in multiple devices at the same time. It has that matching anodization to match all the MacBooks in their silver, space gray, and gold. And while it is a little bit more expensive, it is still very affordable. Now, as far as the cons go, it does get very warm. It's not going to burn you or start a fire by any means. It does not get that hot, but it does get very warm. And it does not work with cases, and it can dislodge, especially when you're trying to remove your devices. Other than that, if you are interested, I will put the link in the description below. Please subscribe, visit our website, maomagic.com, and add MAO Magic to your Apple newsfeed. Give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.